Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. Hi, I'm Laura, and if you haven't been here before, nice to meet you. This is my little corner of the internet where I come to chat about all of the fibery goodness in my life. And this is
Ellie.
This is Ellie. She's my little girl. She's joining me for today, and we're all dressed up, aren't we?
Yeah.
Why are we dressed up?
Because today's Halloween.
Today is Halloween, and we are going to leave the studio in a little while and go
trick or treating. And I got a new bucket.
You did get a new bucket. Do you want to get the bucket and show? So,
wait, I left it in the car.
Oh, you can get Alfie's and show his.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we're at work today. It's the half-term holidays here, so I have a mini co-host joining me for today. Yeah, Ellie really wanted to come onto the podcast, and
this is our bucket.
That's the bucket you just got from Asda, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Alfie's one.
That's Alfie's one. Can you pop it back for me?
I got my own one. That's exactly the same.
Yeah. So, so I wanted to record today, and Ellie wanted to come and record with me, didn't you, babe?
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna talk about a few different things today, and then record a bit more tomorrow and clip it all together. Please don't kick the table. So do you want to tell people watching what you tried to do earlier and that you had a bit of a hard time with and decided not to do today? What did you try and learn?
Crocheting.
You did. You want to get your hook and your wool that you were your yarn that you were trying to crochet with?
Yeah, but I didn't even get one.
No, but you can still show it. So Ellie did master the slip knot, didn't you?
Yes.
From a YouTube video. We decided it probably was not the best for her to be taught by me because I'm not the best crocheter, and we found a YouTube video and you mastered the slip knot right away.
But I didn't really master the actual crochet.
We found it a little frustrating, didn't we? So we have left it for today, and you never know, might come back to it another day, but you had to go at using this yarn and this crochet hook.
What is this one called?
That one is I myself am strange and unusual. That's a Beetlejuice inspired colourway. Anyway, so if you are joining me for the first time, hi, welcome, come on in. This is where I come to chat about all of the fibery goodness in my life. I am a yarn dyer from Lowestoft. That is the most easterly town in England. And I'm a yarn dyer. I also run East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is an annual show which has taken off in a way that I never thought it would. We see last year we saw about 2,000 people come to Norwich, which is a lovely city in the east of England, and it's on again next March.
Yeah, and she's the boss.
I am the boss. Anyway, so if you're a returning viewer, you knew that all already, and thanks so much for coming back. If you are a returning viewer as well, you will have another example of how I am the most haphazard person in the entire world, because all of the things that I said I was going to work on last time, I don't think I've worked on half of them. But I do have finished objects. Just because we haven't got a lot of time because we need to be heading off to go to trick-or-treating.
Oh yeah, because tomorrow I'm going to Grandma's for a sleepover.
You and your brother are having a fun day tomorrow while I come to work, aren't we?
Yeah, and I'm going to stay up super late.
Well, that might not be the best idea, because what have you got on Saturday?
A craft fair.
Your first ever craft fair. Ellie has a table, or half a table, because you're going halvesies with Reese, aren't you? With her friend. And she's got her first ever craft fair, and she's taking her stitch markers, but she's putting them into pairs because they obviously also function as, what else could they be? They're not just stitch markers, they're also earrings. So, and you've made a couple of other things as well, like this. What's this?
I got a poppy necklace.
Yeah, so you made necklaces. So you have a craft fair on Saturday, so if you stay up super late. Okay, so I'm going to go into works in progress, but before I do that, Ellie's going to quickly show you the stitch markers that she has made, but they are earrings that she has taken to this craft fair on Saturday. Because, she brought some things over that she really wanted to share. Once we've done that, then I'll go into the podcast and talk about all the normal stuff. Yeah. But this is very, very special, so yeah, definitely. Come on then, quickly come and show us what you've got.
So this is probably like one of the newest ones. We got the poppy. So we got poppies. They're one of the newest ones.
And what's special about the poppies?
poppies. Some of them are going to charity.
Yes, so some of the money from all of your poppy ones that you take to the craft fair. And that's not just earrings, is it? What else have we got that's got poppy on it there?
I just showed you this, but I've got another necklace.
You've got some necklaces, haven't you?
Right now we've only got 2 necklaces in stock right now.
We're going to give some of the money from those ones to the Poppy Appeal, aren't we? Okay, and then what else have you got?
So we've also got some of them, again, newest ones that I only got yesterday and finished them all already.
So where were these? Do you remember?
Gemstones.
Yeah, but do you remember where they were? Here, let me. This one's falling around here. Do you remember where these were? These were in all of my stuff around the back there. I've had these for a very long time, and they were meant to be made into stitch markers. Right, hide your face, hide your face. They were meant to be made into stitch markers a very long time ago, and it never happened. So,
I'm making them.
Yeah, I can't get it to focus. They might be right back there. So, you've got these ones. What else have you got?
And we also got these ones.
Ooh. It's not going to focus there. So there we go, those ones. Yeah.
And we also got these ones.
Yeah, and I got these a really long time ago, and then some friends of mine, a friend of mine, was then making stitch markers very similar, and I never got around to using them. And they were just left. They were just left. So you've rescued them as well.
Really cool ones.
Yeah, there we go.
And I've also got these are like the first ones I did.
Oh, that's on there backwards.
And
So
they're some of my favourites.
Around that way.
Yeah, but I also this one is like one of my favourites. This one.
Yeah, if you can, because we've only got one set of each. I don't know if you can even get these anymore. But you've only got one set of each, so if you really like a pair, you can keep a pair. They're yours.
Yeah. I guess I've got 2 pairs that I really want to keep. Those teal ones and those ones.
Okay, let's turn them
And we got we have these really cool silvery ones.
Love them. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that all that you've brought over? Did you want to bring over any of your toy ones to show, or are you all done?
I think I just want to show them a couple more.
Show away. Okay, so when you sell a... Oh, come here. When you sell a pair of earrings or stitch markers, whatever people would like to use them for. Oh, there we go. You put a little card in, don't you?
Yeah. Sorry that the words look backwards. It's just how they look on the screen. But
so yeah, so that was Ellie's little things that she really wanted to come and show you.
I just want to show a couple more stitch markers.
Okay. And if you happen to be local to us, I don't know if I'm going to actually get this up online before Saturday. I'd like to try, but YouTube is always against me. So if I do happen to get this up before Saturday, this Saturday, the 2nd of November, it's the Wednesday at the moment, then Ellie will be at, I think it's Alton, I'll put it on screen, with me and my friend and her little boy, who's also got some things at the craft fair. Yeah, so that was a fun little intro to the podcast, and I will probably come back tomorrow to film the rest and put it all together.
Just got a couple more.
Okay.
So I got these ones are my favourites. We've got different colours of stingrays.
Yeah.
And again, we've got different colour of these cute little axolotls.
Yeah. So a lot of these, you have a few bits and bobs of each one, because we've got a lot of things that have been hanging around in my stash of stitch marker bits.
Different colour of M&Ms.
Is that focusing? Don't think it's really focusing, babe. Ooh, there we go. Okay.
And my last one is some cute little diplodocuses, if you like dinos.
Lovely.
Just telling you, we've still got some little stegosauruses too.
Okay, so...
Got a little boy who's come to join us.
Just a little boy, random little boy. No, my little boy. I've got a little monster. So the other thing that we wanted to really quickly record was a giveaway winner. So
Pig winner.
Sorry about that. That's a bit rude.
Don't worry about that. He always says that. Poo mummy. He always says the word. The word.
Isn't that funny? Okay, we had to get rid of our tiniest co-host because every word began and ended with poo.
It's
It's back. Okay, So we have a podcast prize winner, don't we?
Yeah.
So we have a Discord group. The Discord group, anyone is welcome to join. There will be a link below. I am trying to get back into it a little bit more, and I've been managing to actually. I've been managing to pop in most days, which has been really nice. And yeah, we're doing a little bit of a 5-minute crafting challenge where every day you take at least 5 minutes to do some of your crafts, because especially me, I know, and a lot of my other friends will really get bogged down with work and other things and forget to do the stuff we actually enjoy. So we're taking 5 minutes a day to do a little thing that we actually really want to do. So what's going on with everyone coughing in here?
I don't know.
Anyway, so the giveaway today is for my Discord group. There's a finished object prize draw thread in there, and anything that you finish that is 50% or more my yarn, so that can be folk yarn or Lonely Knitter yarn. Once you've completed it, you can post a picture into that group, and we then put all the pictures into a random number generator to pull out a podcast prize. So I grabbed one of these. So this is Hello Sweetie, which is obviously a Doctor Who inspired colourway. Oh, it's trying to find our faces. Hide your face, hide your face, hide your face. Okay, can we get it to focus? So this is Hello Sweetie, which is a Doctor Who inspired colourway, and my camera hates me. And there is speckles in it, and it's better when it's just near my face. There's speckles in it, and yeah, it's greys, and it's got little pops of purple and blues all the way through. And this was actually a little just bit of fun yarn from when I first moved into the studio, got back to dyeing. So I believe this is the last one of its kind. I might be wrong. I believe it's the last one of its kind. So this is on my Luxe sock base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams to 425 metres. And then Ellie has given us a podcast prize, haven't you?
Yeah.
So Ellie...
This was personally made by me.
This was personally made by you.
And this is completely free.
Yeah, this is a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I paid for the bits and everything off you, didn't I? So, because you don't pay for these ones, so that's okay. All right? Yeah, but you made them for the podcast. So you have two, this one's sort of turned around, I don't know what's happened with that one. But you have two Lego stitch markers, or earrings if you'd prefer, but Ellie's Lego heart stitch markers. Here we go. So we pulled a picture, didn't we? We used a random number generator, and of the pictures, we have a winner, didn't we? So I will put a picture up here of our winning finished item. The winner was Becky, whose Discord name is CraftyBee83, and she won with the
Right around the corner shawl.
The right around a corner shawl, which she used some really, like, few years back of mine hand-dyed yarn. It was it was my bumbling yarns when I first started dyeing yarn.
I really liked the really cool colours in it.
It was really pretty, wasn't it? And you really liked one of the other finished objects as well.
Yeah,
what was
it
the one you
the
liked?
gnome.
The gnome. There was a gnome. So yeah, so that is our prize. So Becky, once you have seen this, let me know, and I will sort getting your prize in the post to you. And yeah, on our next episode, we will have a regular giveaway for anyone watching on YouTube, and but the chance to get a prize over on the podcast channel, there will be at least one more by the end of the year. If you want to join us in the Discord, the link will be below. Hi. I'm not sure how much sense the intro to this video made, because I haven't watched it back yet, and I'm so sorry if it's really jumbled and garbled. Today is Friday the 1st of November. It feels very quiet in here because I am all on my own. Both of my little people have gone out with my mum for the day, which I am very grateful for, because they have a lot of fun. They're going to have a great day out, and it meant I could get some work done. But I have popped on to record the rest of this video and hopefully get it out up on YouTube today. Fingers crossed, let's see. So today is Friday the 1st of November. And I thought I would just chat about some of the projects that I have been working on since I last recorded. This isn't all of the projects I've been working on, but as if you've been watching for very long, you know, I am awful when it comes to actually finishing things and working on the things that I said I'm going to work on. But I have actually got a few finished things, so I'm going to share those first. So I have 2 finished objects. The first one, I'll go with this one. This isn't the first one, this is actually the second one because I've just finished this one, but it was on the top of the pile. So this is a cowl. This is, oh my gosh, I'm sure it's the night and day, but now I'm like, is it night and day or is it day and night cowl? But it is an Andrea Mowry pattern. Let me just get the details up. Night and day. It's the night and day cowl by Andrea Mowry, and it is a 2-colour cowl, and I love it, and I think I'm gonna get loads of wear out of it this winter. I wanted to make a couple of cowls actually. I have a few cowls that I would like to make because they are a nice snuggly thing that I can wear around my neck when I am riding my motorbike. So I don't know how much I've talked about this on here because I have the memory of a goldfish at the moment, but I learnt to ride a motorbike this summer, and I now ride a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, which is a lot of fun. But I don't have many cowls that I was gonna wear and take out with me, and yeah, it just means that I can have something snuggly around my neck without having to worry that it's going to come loose or fall off or anything like that. So this is the night and day cowl, and I don't think I had this, in fact I know I didn't have this cast on last time I recorded. So I went to Glasgow School of Yarn, which is an amazing lovely yarn show in Glasgow, and I have vended there the last 2 years. And the lovely organisers of this show have come down and visited East Anglia Yarn Festival. That's the show I run in Norwich for the last couple of years. And the first year that I wasn't vending, considering how much I love this show, how much fun I have at this show, and how wonderful the people who organise it are, and some of their wonderful vendors are, there was no way I didn't want to go this year. But I'm having a year off vending shows. And then my lovely friend Jem of The Little Grey Girl said that she would be up for me being a helper for her stand, and really what she needed was the transport to get there because Tim doesn't drive, and she does go to Glasgow School of Yarn each year, but this year, instead of her going up on the train, I went and collected her and all of her stand, and we drove it up to Glasgow from Kent. She's in Kent, so it was lovely. I don't mind a big drive. It was quite a big drive. I think it was about 3 hours. It was over 3 hours in the end because there was an accident on the way down to Gems, and then we did about 6.5 hours, can't remember now, 7 hours, can't remember now, to Penrith, and then the next day we did the last bit to Glasgow, and then we did it in reverse coming back as well, and it's just really nice. I had a really lovely time, but when I was at Gems I grabbed this pink skein of yarn. It looks more reddish there, not sure how it's going to come up. It's a gorgeous pink. It's the same sort of colour as my cushion actually. So I grabbed this pink, and then the grey tonal is my split right down the centre colourway, which is from my Tim Burton inspired collection that I did this autumn, which actually, now that I remember to say it, all of the spare skeins, because the pre-order is all shipped and gone, but all of the spare skeins are now listed on the website. But yeah, split right down the centre is a Batman and Catwoman inspired colourway, and I paired it with Gem's gorgeous pink here, and yeah, it's actually really nice. I would make this again. It's a really nice pattern, and you knit it all in one piece. You start off with, like, I don't even know if this is where I started off or if this is where I started off, but you start off in one corner and you knit it flat, you make one long big piece, and then you block it out, and then you fold it in half and you seam up the back, and you have an I-cord bind off, so then when you seam it up it's all hidden very neatly under the I-cord. I don't know if you can see that, but yes, it's got this lovely I-cord strip up the back. And yeah, I really like it. It's really snuggly. Oh, I'm pulling my nose stud out. It's really snuggly, and yeah, I really like it. So I would probably make it again, except I have a million and one other things on my list. So at some point I probably will make it again, just so I have more than one. And I was thinking I might make the small. This is the large. There are 3 sizes. I think it was small, medium and large, and this is the large for me, and I would probably make the small one for Ellie because she loves a cowl as well. That's my little girl. Anyway, so that is one finished object that I have to show you. The night and day cowl from Andrea Mowry. And then I am actually not sure. My brain is completely gone and I've left my notebook at home that had all my notes in. But this is I will put the details up on the screen of the pattern name and the designer for this pattern. And this is a crochet project. So after I finished my crochet blanket that I think I shared last time, this crochet blanket in fact, all I could think was I want another crochet project. I want another one. I am really enjoying crochet at the moment. And I am a slow crocheter and I'm especially enjoying crochet in thicker yarns because I'm a slow crocheter. I am more of a knitter than a crocheter, but I'm a try hard when it comes to crochet. But yeah, I made myself a granny square tee, which I then wore to Yarndale. So don't know if I had this one cast on when I went last recorded either. So yeah, the granny square tee, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I've actually worn it loads. Yeah, I really, really love it. It's Aran weight yarn. I used 3 of the colours from my Tim Burton inspired collection, which is my Strange and Unusual collection. So this purple is Dance with the Devil, and then the grey again is Split Right Down the Centre, and then this sort of, it looks grey, it's not grey, it's much more of a sort of natural beigey, taupey, really speckled colour. In fact, let me see if I can get you a little bit closer. But the colourway is called Without Sense or Reason. So Dance with the Devil is a colourway inspired by the Joker in Batman, and then the grey Split Right Down the Centre is a Batman and Catwoman inspired colourway, and then Without Sense or Reason is a Sleepy Hollow inspired colour. Don't know if you can see. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I finished it. It was so quick. It was like a week from starting to finishing. It was about a week to make it. It has absolutely no shaping. It is just a total box of a project, and I love it. I love it to bits. I've been wearing it loads, and yeah, I know some of my friends are a little bit like, oh, the granny square, can you stop with the granny square? Because crochet is so much more than just granny squares, and it 100% is more than just granny squares. And some of the crochet out there, I'm like, you know, magic, but I love a crochet granny square, and I love my crochet granny square top. So yeah, I would consider making another one with longer sleeves and making a jumper. I'm pretty sure this is a craft and a Cuppa pattern. I'd have to double check though because my brain is, but yeah, you'll have already seen it on the screen, so I don't know why I'm saying that. So yeah, I have a garment technically, even if it is Aran weight yarn in a large hook size, and a cowl, so a garment and accessory finished. But my whips, I didn't do so well on, the ones I talked about last time. So I have another garment cast on that I haven't worked on at all, that I said I was going to work on last time, and I didn't, and it's just because there's too many concentraty things going on there at the moment. So instead, whips, and I think I did talk about this last time, but I have in one of my East Anglia Yarn Festival bags, I have a Mary Maxim kit that I was trying to make in time for Halloween, but making advents and everything else that has just been going on, going to Glasgow, getting everything else done that I've been getting done, has meant that I haven't had a huge amount of crafting time. So I did not finish my Haunted House Mary Maxim kit in time for Halloween, so it's going to have to be for next Halloween. And I think I'm going to put it away for a little bit and just do some focusing on knitting and crochet and the things that I am a lot more my wheelhouse, because I enjoyed the bits of this that I've made, but there is a lot of bits. It is quite a intricate pattern and or kit, with lots and lots of little pieces. I haven't even started on the trim that goes around the roof of the house. I think I did one of the ghosts. Yep, here's the ghost. One ghost that I've made out of the many ghosts I have to make. So I didn't get it finished for this Halloween because it is now the 1st of November, but I got quite a bit done. I'm going to put it away for a little while and then I will get it back out. Oh, my lights have just gone out on the other side of the studio. I'm going to put it away for a little while and then I will get it back out probably next year with the intention that I will get it finished for Halloween 2025 instead. We'll see. I've got a picture here if you want to see what it should look like. Oh, that's really shiny. There we go. You can see there. There we go. So yeah, that's what it should look like, and it's a tissue box cover, and then you pull the tissues out of the chimney, and I think it is super cute. But I didn't finish it in time for Halloween. It's okay. I'm not giving up. It'll be there for next year. So that's my first whip, except now it's not a whip, it's sort of a benched for a little while whip. And then I was trying to decide what to bring over here to show you for whips, because actually I have about 1 million whips. There are so many whips and I don't want to pull half of them out, and I want to cast on a bunch more new things. In fact, I've just thought of something that I do want to show you that I'll have to stop recording and go and get in a second to show you. By the way, absolutely loving my stickers. Professional yarn squisher. This is the skein of a knitter. Yeah, I'm going to start trying to collect a few more stickers and put them in my water bottle. Anyway, so I was trying to pick which whips to bring to show, and I have decided on 1, 2, 3. I've decided on 3 to show you, and then there's also another one that's like a soon to be cast on thing. So yeah, I have quite a few things to show still, so I better get on with it. Come on, Laura, crack on. Okay, the first one I'm going to show doesn't look like anything yet, but it is going to be a thing. It is. And I wasn't going to talk about it until it was more of a thing and taken a bit more of a shape, but I have decided to talk about it because maybe it will mean that I am braver and actually get it done and talk about it, because otherwise I might just end up going, no, this is too big a thing for me to plan. So this doesn't look like much at the moment. It's bigger than you think it is. It's on quite a small cable and it's quite bunched up, so there's a lot more fabric here than you'd think there is. But this is split right down the centre again, because I seem to have a theme at the moment. And I have 3 balls of the Aran here, but I am going to need a bit more, which is fine because I have more dyed up and I have more undyed Aran over there that I can use. And this is a waistband. So it's very stretchy. It's some rib, and then I am currently increasing. I have now moved on to just knitting every round with increases every now and then, and I'm making a skirt. But it's not just going to be a skirt. So the idea is that, so it's a skirt for me with a really big waistband at the moment. Now, obviously it's going to stretch out quite a bit. If this stays up fine on its own and it feels sturdy enough on its own, then fine. If it doesn't, I will either pick up the stitches from the cast on edge and knit down and make myself like a nice little ribbon channel, like a channel for elastic channel, and put elastic through the middle, or I'll fold it down and that will be the elastic channel. It'll just be that wide instead of that wide. But I'm going to make a pinny dress, like a dungaree dress. So it'll be a waistband and then a flared out a little bit skirt, and then I'll pick up stitches along the top of the waistband, or I'll knit it as a separate part and sew it on depending on how sturdy it needs to be, and make a panel that comes up over the bust, and then straps on the back that you then knit as long as you want them to be, and then attach them with some chunky buttons and some loops onto the front of the pinny. So yeah, so it's not a pinny dress, is it? It's a dungaree dress, or like an apron style. Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, really. That's the sort of thing that I quite like to wear. I have a few dresses that sort of style, and I just thought it would be fun to knit a version. I don't know, might be a rubbish idea. It might not work at all. I don't want it to be too heavy and weighty, because obviously it is a thick material, so it's a nice large needle. I'll be wearing woolly thick tights underneath anyway, so I've got a large needle, I've got Aran weight yarn, and yeah, at the moment it's feeling pretty good. So that's the start of that. I don't know, it might be a complete and utter fail. If it is a complete and utter fail, I will let you know, but that is the first project. And you're not going to believe this, because I was trying to work out how many stitches to cast on. I swatched. I never swatch. I never ever swatch, and I swatched. And I feel like if I have a chance at actually completing this project, this is a sign that I have that chance, because I never swatch for anything. The next whip I'm going to show you is one that I cast on yesterday. So I cast this on in the cinema. Hilariously, I cast it on in the cinema in the dark. I went to see Wild Robot with my kids yesterday, because it's the half-term holidays here. And I grabbed these 2 skeins of yarn and caked them up just before we left. Got into the cinema, sat down, got them all settled with their popcorn and their drinks and on their little booster seats, because in our little local cinema they have the fold down chairs still, like it's some old style, yeah, very much. It's a small local cinema. It's not a big chain, and they have the fold down old style seats, and then they are obviously the bases of previously broken seats, so the fold down part, and they save them, and then when you ask for a booster, they'll go and get them and put them on top of the fold down part of the seat, so you have a slightly higher seat for the children to sit on, which is really cute. And half of the bottoms are like duct taped back together, and yeah, they're very, it's an older cinema. Yeah, it's not a big chain, and it definitely has not had a huge amounts of investment that you can see for quite a long time. But we went to see Wild Robot, which was brilliant. My kids really liked it. I really liked it, but I found it really emotional and cried. I cried at the cinema. But when the movie started, I managed to cast on for this project. I then realised I hadn't cast on enough stitches, and I ripped out. I had about 10 rows knit, and I ripped it out, and then I started again to cast on again in the dark, and then knit. I think I knit like, I don't know, this much to about there, from there, probably. I don't know. Oh, you'll be able to see it at the beginning of this podcast, because I was knitting on it. So that was yesterday, and I'm just ploughing away on it, because it's a mindless knit, and it is not a pattern yet. So I think I am going to bring this out as a pattern, because I already know exactly what, you know, when you have a really clear vision of what something's going to be, and I know what this is going to look like when it's done, and I'm so excited, because I know it's just going to be really snuggly and really easy, and just a mindless knit. So it's going to be a cowl again, another cowl, but as I said, I'm wearing more cowls, and we're now coming into proper cold weather, and I want the snuggly knits. I am a hot bod sort of person, like I'm always warm, and I'm the person who, I went trick-or-treating yesterday with my children, and it was dark outside, and it was definitely getting colder, and they were wanting to wear coats and stuff with their Halloween costumes, and I was wearing a sleeveless R2-D2 dress, and I didn't put a coat on because I'm always warm. And even now I'm getting a little bit cold, like I'm having a problem with circulation a little bit as well, so my hands and feet are cold quite a lot, so I need to start wearing snuggly things because it is getting colder. So yeah, so this is a cowl, and I am holding 2 yarns together for this, and I'm loving how it is turning out, and I'm loving the colour. And the idea that I am going with is that you knit a long rectangle as if you're going to knit a scarf, but it's long enough to go like around your neck and a bit. So I am more than halfway there. But once I have knit my long rectangle, you cast it off, you seam it so you have a loop, and then there's going to be some folding, and then you're going to pick up stitches along the bottom and knit with just 1 skein of the yarn. So I'm going to show you those yarns now. So this is knit in Folk DK. So this is my brand of British wool that I have made. This is East Anglian yarn. So Folk is something that I dreamt up and now make and get made here in the UK. So it's a British wool. This is the DK, but I also have a fingering weight, and the colourway is Norwich. This is a black yarn, and it is a Suffolk BFL and Romney mix. It is unique to me and East Anglia. So this is wool sourced from East Anglia and our areas, and yeah, made up, blended in Yorkshire, and then spun into yarn. Some of it is dyed, so Norwich is one of the colours that is dyed in Yorkshire, and then brought back to me in Lowestoft, in the most easterly town in England. And yeah, this is folk yarn, and it's my baby. It's my very, very precious thing. I do have it available on the website. We have 6 colours. One is the natural, and then 5 dyed colours, and I have 3 new dyed colours, as well as a load more natural, because I have barely any left, coming on my next spin run, which will probably be start of next year, to be honest, before I can get it up and online. But yeah, there's three new colours and some more natural coming, and I'm very excited. But I thought I would use one of these in a pattern because I've been itching to do it and just had no time, and I had this pattern idea, and it is holding folk DK together with fluff. But I want to talk to you about this fluff. So this is my new hand-dyed fluff. So I dye yarn under the Lonely Knitter. So I have Folk, which is my hand-dyed yarn, Folk Yarn Studio, which is here, the place where I am working from. Yeah, what did I say? I have Lonely Knitter, Folk, and Folk Yarn Studio, and then East Anglia Yarn Festival. So those are all the things that come out of Folk Yarn Studio. And this is my newest base of Lonely Knitter yarn. So this is a base that I have just got in. I haven't shared it before, I haven't talked about it before, I haven't anything before. And I'm so excited to share this because I'll show you in the skein. It's something a little bit different. Now, this is a take on this colourway is a take on one of my Tim Burton inspired colours. I will be bringing out a load more tonal colours. This one is a variegated tonal, so it's all the same colour, but there is a lot of speckles that go into it. There is parts of it that get more dye than others. So this is how it's meant to look, with the lighter spots, the darker spots. But I think I'm going to have a go. My next few colours are going to be a go at some tonals that complete, so that we don't have the lighter spots. Because as much as I love it in this colourway, I'd love to see it in something a little bit more solid. Anyway, I know a lot of people have fluff nowadays. I'm not saying that fluff is something totally new and that no one has ever seen before. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say that. I have dyed fluff before. I have never really gotten on, I'm so sorry if you love it, but I have never really gotten on with mohair. I don't like it. I wish I did, but I don't. I don't like the touch, the feel. What I do love the feel of alpaca, of Suri alpaca, of that sort of fluff. I love it. And I love it in the skein, and I love to squish it, and it's so nice. And I have some, and I have a little bit left over of the alpaca base that is blended with cashmere and silk, and I love that too. And that is something I can sort of cope with, but the full-on alpaca floof, Suri alpaca floof, when I knit with it, when I'm knitting, I get watery eyes, I start to sneeze, and I can barely knit it. I really struggle, so I'm obviously a little bit allergic to it. This yarn is neither mohair or alpaca. This is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. It's a lace weight, and it's 600 meters to 100 grams. So it is a lace weight, and you can see how it works. So the nylon, it has a nylon core and then brushed merino around it, and I don't know if you can see it there, but it is so soft. It is so soft. It is like butter, and I love it. And when I found out about it, I was like, I need this in my life because it's so soft. It is fluff. I get to have fluff, but I don't have the texture issue that I get with mohair, and I don't have the sneezy, watery eye allergy issue that I get with alpaca. And there are so many floof projects that I have wanted to make, and never have, because finding the yarn. But also this yarn is going to be much more comparable in price to my Luxe DK Luxe Sock bases, because it is merino. It's not the more expensive, more luxury fibres, but it feels like it is. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about the fluff, because I love fluff projects. I love fluff to look at, and it doesn't love me back, and this one does. And also, I've been sat here knitting on this project for like, I don't know, 45 minutes before I started to record, and there's no, it doesn't shed. When I dye it and when I wash it, I get a small amount come off in the dyeing process and the soaking process. But when I twist it up, when I knit with it, I'm not getting any fluff. So that's the other thing that is amazing, is that every time I had knit, when I had knit with mohair and when I've knit with alpaca floof, I end up covered in little tiny pieces and there's bits everywhere. And yeah, I don't get that with this, which, yeah, it's just another amazing positive with it. And I'm not sure when I'm going to launch this. I am tempted to take a picture of these two this afternoon and put them on the website in case anybody fancies snaffling them up. So if I have, when I edit this, I'll put something up on the screen so that you know where they are if you'd like to be the first person to try them. But otherwise, I'm thinking, give me a couple of weeks to put out all of the advents, get everything else out for Advent and gone, and then I will have a little update with a few new colours for this one for winter, so that if there's something you really want to make out of some floof, or hold it double. I mean, I can't believe, I mean, I already felt that folk is quite a soft for what would be classed as a rustic wool. When you have a wool that is 100% wool, 100% British wool, I feel that it is not rustic. It's not scratchy, it's not got a huge halo of crunch around it at all, but I find this soft enough to wear next to my neck, which is a big deal for me. But then when you add in the floof, which is buttery soft, I now have something that is super snuggly but also super warm. I will happily wear this around my neck, and that's with it not being blocked. And I know that my folk yarn massively softens up, even though it's not horrendously crunchy before blocking. I think after blocking it really, does squish up quite a lot as well. So this is a project that I am making in those two. Yay. And yeah, potentially these two might be on the website. You could always grab yourself a skein of this and a skein of the folk yarn and hold it together to make something. But you get 600 meters in 100 grams on my new floof base, and I can't decide what to call it, because I had this little idea that I would like to rename all of my bases and give them some fun names. For now, I might just be calling this Sheepy Floof. Sheepy Floof. Anyway, that is that whip. I have one more whip to show you, and then I have a project plan, but I'm gonna have to stop the video and restart it, because the last whip I'm gonna have to show in black and white, because it's got Advent stuff in it. And then I also need to go and grab the yarn for my project plan, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I'll be all in black and white because Advent and spoilers. Now I know I have already cast on something in a fingering weight, one of my Advents. If you've been watching, I'm pretty sure I've talked about that before, but I couldn't resist this because I just kept thinking about crochet. I finished this blanket, couldn't stop thinking about crochet, so I made the crochet granny square top, and then finished that and couldn't stop thinking about crochet. So I had decided to cast on another crochet project. So I actually only cast this on last night, and it's just because it's been eating away at me that I've wanted to make something. So I've grabbed, this is only out of the first colour, but obviously you can't see the colour. I have decided to make a crochet hexagon blanket with little mini hexies for Advent, for the Advent pattern. I still plan on finishing the Mima Makes Yorkshire crochet along pattern in it as well, but I could not resist these because they're so cute. So I've started off, I've joined these ones because I wanted to see how it went. These have not been blocked. I just wanted to see how it all went together and if I could make the different shapes. So this is going to be the bottom corner of the blanket, and I have made 2 half hexies, or 3/4 hexies, actually those two are in the contrast colour, and then these two, and join them up. So I need to join it as well along here, but I'm going to leave this for now and just put it to one side. I just wanted to see how easy it was to sew them together. Actually, I think I crocheted these together, so you can see the little ridge here where I've crocheted them together. So that is 2 3/4 hexies and 2 full hexies, and then I have a few more. So these are the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could get 8 hexies out of 1 DK weight mini skein for the advent. So I've made my 8, and then I've made 2 3/4 ones, which is going to be for a border along the bottom and the top. And yeah, I'm going to block them, I think, and stretch them out, block them a little, and then I'll make the 8 from the next colour, and I think I'm going to sort of like expand them out so that the colours sort of radiate out from one corner. We'll see, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's my plan. So I have the first day's worth all made up in hexies. It's very tatty, there's lots of ends. I have actually, on some of them, I did remember to weave in my ends. Yeah, that one's woven in, but the ends were quite long, so like there, I've woven them along, but I just need to snip off the very long bit. But yeah, so I have started another crochet blanket. I don't know how far it'll go or how much of it I'll actually get done, but I have started. And the contrast colour that I am putting around the outside of every hexie and using for the 3/4 hexies on the edges is my contrast colour for the advent, or accompanying colour for the advent. Accompanying, that's how you say that word, isn't it, for the advent for this year. So I'm going to switch back to colour so that I can show you that one, because that one is something that I can share. So this is the colour that goes with this year's advent. So my All of Time and Space Doctor Who themed, Space Galaxy themed advent, which I will have some spares of coming up, is all sorts of colours, but this colour I think goes well with all of them. It is a really rich, dark purple. Yeah, it's coming out relatively accurate actually. It's not that far out in this. So yeah, it's a really rich dark purple. It's a bluey purple. But it is a purple. It's a bluey purple, but it is a purple, not a blue. And I am going to put up a pre-order for this, so this will probably be up when you see this video. So if you want any of this to go with your advent, I will have it on the website for you to be able to buy in various yarn weights. If you want some of this just because you like this colour and nothing to do with the advent, that is also fine. It'll just be a yarn that you can order if you would like to order it. I love it so much actually, and obviously it's going to be the accompanying colour for that crochet blanket, but I'm sitting here thinking, what could I make to wear in this, because this shade, that, yeah, I've mixed a few different colours together to make this shade, and I'm so happy with it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, this and I'm calling it Travelling Companion, because yeah, it's the companion colour for the advent, but also I've named it for, I was trying to decide if I was going to name it after one of the companions, one of Doctor Who's companions, and then I just thought, no, this is Travelling Companion. So if you're going on an adventure through all of time and space this December with me, why not take your travelling companion? Yeah, okay, I'm talking out really badly over here now. Anyway, so this is a new colour that has popped up, and there's a few more new colours. Can't get my words out today. There's a few more new colours that have come to live with me. So I don't know if you're aware of it, like if you're watching, if you've seen much about East Anglia Yarn Festival before, which is the show that I organise in Norwich in the UK, which yeah, it's a yarn festival. It takes place at the Norfolk Showground Arena. we had a couple of thousand people this year. It's a big deal for me, that's for sure. And one of the things that we do each year is a make along. We don't want to leave anybody out, so it's both a crochet and a knitting make along. And the idea is if you make the pattern from the make along and wear it to the show, then you can get a ribbon. Obviously they are subject to availability, because we get a few hundred made, and then as you enter the show there'll be a table and a sign, and if you wear your project, your make along project, you can go over to the table and you can pick up one of the free giveaway ribbons. So they're a little ribbon and they say on them make along participant, and they have the year on there, and they say East Anglia Yarn Festival, and the last few years they've been sponsored by the lovely Gem of the Little Grey Girl, so it's sponsored by the Little Grey Girl on there. And you get a bulb pin stitch marker like pin as well, and you can clip your ribbon to your project and wear it with pride around the show, and it's just a fun little extra that I do. So the way we choose our make along patterns is with Instagram in our stories, so we have just done that, and we have 2 new patterns for the year. So for the crochet pattern we have the Magnus cardigan, and for the knit pattern we have the Daft Days cardigan. So we went for cardigans this year, so that was another one of the things that I get people to say what they would like, so they can suggest through our social media channels whether they want to make a garment or an accessory or what sort of thing. And the only thing that it has to be is a challenge. The things that you suggest have to be a challenge for you. And yeah, but everyone suggested, or a lot of people suggested, cardigans this year. So I have decided to dye up some yarn to make a Daft Days cardigan. So the Daft Days cardigan by the Colourways, Rebecca Cowl, she has some beautiful patterns, and the Daft Days cardigan is one that has been on my list for a while, and I love the striped version that's been made with an advent. But I had decided to not go for that many stripes. What I've decided to do, so I've dyed up these colours to make my Daft Days with. I am going to have the main body of the cardigan be in this. It's blowing out a little bit and showing up quite blue on the screen here. There's nothing I can do. It's a much more of a tealy green in real life, not a blue, but I'm suddenly washing out really badly all over, so yeah, it's not liking me, but this is a tealy green, just believe me. And then for the contrast colours, I'm going to stripe through these 3. So these are all new colours, and I might pop these up in the shop for a little while as a pre-order option, so that if there's anybody out there who would like to match me or would like any of these colours to go in their projects or anything like that, you have the option. But I need to get some pictures taken where it actually shows the true colour of this one. But yeah, so I have a bright sort of lipsticky red. It just wants to focus on my face. And then I have this sort of burgundy, much more muted tone, and then we go into a brown that does actually have a little burgundy in it as well. And then yeah, this one is my main colour. Again, not showing what it looks like at all. So that is my next project plan. So this is a DK weight yarn, and I'm going to get started on a Daft Days cardigan. I don't know how much of a chance I have of finishing this, because I am awful at finishing the EOYF make-alongs, my own make-alongs for my own show, and I'm rubbish at finishing them. So I'm going to really push hard on this one, because also I don't have very many cardigans at the moment. In fact, looking at them, I think I only have like 1 or 2 that I will wear now. Oh, sorry, had a big yawn. I only have 1 or 2 that I would wear now. So I would like to get that started and made. Yay. Anyway, I think that's it for all of the making things. I do have a few other little bits that have popped up in the shop. In fact, actually, I've got some of them here. So there are a couple of setsies. I know we're past Halloween now, but I do still have a couple of sets of my pumpkin stitch markers. This is not going to focus because it hates me. There we go. The little glass pumpkin stitch markers. although these ones are the resin ones, my resin stitch markers, and then these little acorn pears. So I still have some of these up in the shop, even though we are ploughing on through autumn and we're coming up towards winter for sure. But yeah, so I have some of these left in the shop. I am working on packaging up all of my needle stoppers. Things like I stocked Chowgu needles and I've stocked them for a while now. Oh, I know I didn't talk about needles, but all of the projects that I've talked about are, if they're knit, they're made on Chowgu needles because they are my weapon of choice. Yeah, I've got tons and tons of things that just with Advent and summer holidays, then Advent throughout September, then and October, and then getting all the way to half term, but going to Glasgow before half term, and all of the things that have gone on and happened over this summer and autumn. It just feels like there's never been a moment that hasn't been craziness. And yeah, I'm hoping once all Advents ship out, I can just plough on with all of the organisation for next year's show, but at the same time try and manage to get a lot of the little bits of stock that I've had floating around here for a while up on the website finally. But yeah, there's a lot going on. The studio is absolute chaos, and it is mainly just Advent stuff before it leaves. It's Friday today, tomorrow's Saturday, and Ellie has her first ever craft fair. So that's at Alton Broad Community Centre, and she's very excited, but I think also very nervous. I have had the question, what if we sell nothing? A lot. I'm not selling anything. It's Ellie and it's her little friend Reese. He makes things out of Lego, and yeah, what I have said to her every time is, who cares? If you like, first of all, you aren't going to sell nothing, but also if you sell nothing, oh well, we'll have fun, and you can't not do things just because it might not work out. So I know she's nervous, but she really had begged me to get her a craft fair spot and do one with her, so hopefully it all goes well. I'm very scared, mainly because I don't know how she's going to react to having her own stand and everything. I really wanted to go perfectly for her because she's worked really hard, and I'm looking at her stand set up at the moment because we set up the table on the other side of the studio, and her little friend came round and we measured out half the table for each of them and what they would be able to set up within that space. And yeah, they've both just worked really, really hard, and it's been really lovely to see. But yeah. Oh, and spinning. So the other thing that I hadn't actually talked about at all was spinning. So I have done a tiny bit of spinning since I last recorded, but I've also now had, last week I had another wheel come to live with me. So my lovely friend Karen, she actually lent me her wheel a few years back. It's an Ashford Kiwi to spin on, and I loved it, had a great time. I ended up giving it back to her though because I just didn't have enough time to use it, and I'm hypermobile and have a lot of problems with my ankles, but I'm trying to build a lot of strength in them if I can, and I thought, you know what, that's something I'd really love to do that sort of encourages movement, but you know, we'll see. So I said in my knit night group, I have a knit night here sort of once a month-ish, and I said in there, if anyone hears of anyone selling a second-hand spinning wheel, a manual double treadle manual wheel at any point, I'd be interested. And my lovely friend Karen said that I could buy hers, so she brought it round last week, and I'm looking at it. I haven't had a chance to touch it yet, but I'm keeping it out in the studio so that at some point I can grab it and start working. I learned on a manual wheel back when I was like 18, so that's more where my confidence lies on a manual wheel. The Ashford spinner, I love it, it's brilliant, but it is definitely a learning curve for me. Anyway, I'm going to go because we have a child-free night and I have another 45 minutes before we go home, and I need to have everything packed up ready for Ellie's craft fair tomorrow before we can go. So I better head off. But if you have stayed till the end and watched all of this absolute jumble that's fallen out of me, thank you so much, and thank you so much as always for making me so much less of a lonely knitter.